Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video and welcome back to my second plan with me. Thank you so much for any love that you showed on my first one. Though, to be truthfully honest, I am doing the voiceover for this before that one's even gone live, so I have absolutely no idea what any of you thought of it, but I'm willing to bet at least one of you watched it, and if you were that one person, thank you. So yeah, I'm back with my second plan with me. In my first one, I did mention there that if you had any feedback to let me know, but please do just bear in mind if you did give me any feedback that I can implement it. This was batch filmed with the first one, so I won't have been able to make any feedback yet. And to be honest, that's probably going to be the case for a few of them because the first plan with me is not going live for another like 4 days from when I'm doing this, and I'm off work at the moment, so it makes it a bit easier for me to batch plan, but I will try and implement feedback going forward. I did get Anna from Plannerface to watch my first one before I put it live to get her feedback, and I'm really, really grateful to her for doing that. So thank you, Anna, because it was just really helpful to get somebody else's opinion, and I really love Anna's plan with me. So if you've not watched them, I totally recommend them. But it was just really helpful to get someone else to look at it. And a piece of feedback that we came up with, which I think is easy enough for me to implement, is writing in the plans at the end of each day, just to make it a bit easier for you to follow what's happening on each one. That's a pretty easy change. Not every change that people ask me to do is going to be able to be implemented, but that one I can do. So please do let me know if you have any feedback on these. I really don't think I can change the angle of the planner, but I have been watching Plan With Me's very consistently for the last couple of days to get inspiration, and most people plan on an angle, so I actually think it's fine that I'm not going to be planning with my planner like 90 degrees on to the camera, so I think it's okay. But yeah, please do let me know your feedback, and if I can change it I will, but as I said in my first one, I might not be able to. Anyway, let me get into the actual plan with me. So this week I'm using the Cozy Winter Kit from Plannerface. I do PR for Plannerface. You can use my code CAT10 to save 10% on your orders and add my name in notes to seller to pick up my freebie. This kit came out probably in the autumn of last year. It is Kittenish Jess art, but it's quite old Kittenish Jess art that Anna bought, I think in a sale probably, that Jess was doing, and then decided to make into a kit. So I've not used this art before and I really like it. It's so wintry. I love traditional winter colours. I have so many blue and purple winter kits, but I do really like them, and this one is just so monochromatic, I guess, in the blues and purples on the finished spread, and I really, really like it. So I'm very happy with how this came out. And I'm also using foil from Squirrel Prints Co. I'm using a snow bundle. So yeah, I think it goes really well. I wasn't 100% sure about using the foil, but actually I do think it goes really well. I also was very indecisive about whether or not I wanted to use the 15mm for this one, because the pattern is a lot more concentrated in the blue one than in the purple one, but I do actually like it. Once I put the foil overlays on there, I think the snowflakes really pop on the blue, which I love. And there is less dark blue in the kit than there are mid blues, because there's two kind of mid blue tiers, and so I feel like actually it does work really well. I apologise that as I've started to do this voiceover, it's got really noisy outside my conservatory. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of hoping you can't really hear it, but if you can, I apologise. These things always happen to me when I film, but I have limited time to film, so I hope you don't mind too much, but I do apologise. So this week was a fun one. It actually didn't snow. So using a winter kit is maybe a little bit silly, but it did rain a lot on Saturday. So I feel like, we'll just imagine that it was colder than it actually was. So I have pre-pulled my stickers for this. Thank you to Plannerface and Beth Plans for their inspiration in terms of pulling stickers. Makes Plan With Me so much easier. So on Monday, I marked that it was a bank holiday. So this is because it was just after New Year. So, this week is the 2nd to the 8th of February. I'm so out of practice with Plan With Me. It's 2nd to the 8th of February. So yeah, it was the bank holiday. I was still feeling unwell. If you watched my first Plan With Me, I wasn't very well for New Year. And so unfortunately, I was still feeling unwell. But I did push through and I did a spin class. because I had a lot of goals at the beginning of the year for things that I was going to achieve, and being me, I fell off them. But I am in therapy right now and I'm trying to work through some of those things. But I did manage to do a spin class. I have a spin bike, it's not a Peloton, but I do use the Peloton app with it. I then meditated afterwards. I do like to do a Peloton meditation. They're only like 5 to 10 minutes, so pretty quick. Meditation is something I like but don't prioritize, so I'm trying to get into a routine where if I do a spin class, I'll then meditate to make sure I fit it into my day. We then watched Christmas Maze. I did talk about this in last week's Plan With Me, but the Christmas Maze is the PlayStation Access Christmas series that they do. It's kind of like a 12 days of Christmas, but it's 12 days of gaming challenges. It's so much fun. If you don't watch PlayStation Access, they're generally great. You really don't have to be that into games, because I'm not and really enjoy them. But I particularly like Christmas Maze. It's just really fun, the challenges that they do. Then I had a goals call with Anna. So I do a lot of goals work as part of my job generally. And Anna obviously works by herself. So it's something that she finds a little bit harder to do than I'm used to, like doing it on behalf of a team. And I have someone I report to, so I do it for them. So Anna asked if I could help her plan out some shop goals, and it actually more ended up a kind of planning session of just talking about the year and planning out some of her sales and things like that, but hopefully it was useful for her. Then I made a Gusto meal. I do have a referral code for Gusto in the description if you do ever want to use Gusto. I really couldn't recommend it enough. It's really helped me learn to cook. And then I was reading Meet Me in London, which is a book by Georgia Toffolo. I do talk about books on my channel. This particular video would be in the wrap up, which is on my reading channel, but I'm amalgamating my content right now. But yeah, Meet Me in London was a really fun book actually. I don't even know who Georgia Toff is. I think she's probably on Made in Chelsea, but the actual book was good. It's mostly ghostwritten, I think, but I did enjoy it. Then on Tuesday, I marked that I got my period, and then I was still feeling unwell, probably not helped by coming on my period, because I get heavy periods for the first 2 days and then they get pretty light pretty quickly. And I don't suffer nearly as badly as some people do, but they've got worse over time. So I do tend to be in a lot of pain. Then this was a really fun day. So Udi reached out to me on my planning email to offer to work with me for promotion on their channel, which was I get a few spam things like that, and I was actually reached out to on my book channel by a company who were really frustrating and difficult to work with. But this is the first time that kind of a genuine person has contacted, or a genuine company has contacted me on my planning channel, and Udi sent me an Udi for free, and all I had to do was do like a short discussion about, I actually filmed for longer than they even told me to about the Udi. I just put it in one of my sticker hauls, but I only had to film quite a short clip, and then I got a code. So that code will be linked down below if you want an Udi, bearing in mind that this will probably go live in the middle towards the end of April. You probably don't necessarily want an Udi, but they've just released a travel range as well, which is really fun, and my discount is for £35 off, so it's not bad, and I love my Udi. So that was just a really exciting day. Then another exciting thing happened. So my friend Claire, who I went to uni with, made her own flowers for her wedding. And I absolutely loved her bouquet. It's this beautiful, long, cascading bouquet. And I loved it so much that when she put it up for sale, I actually thought about buying it, but the colours don't go with our venue and with our colour scheme, so I didn't get it. And I've always kind of felt really sad that I couldn't get it. And she then announced on Facebook that she was opening a flower business, making her own fake flowers for weddings. I contacted her immediately. She hadn't even fully set up the business, and I was like, Claire, I really want you to make my wedding flowers. I just was so excited, and I was like, it's okay if you don't want to, but I wanted to get in there before anybody else does, because I've just always wanted your flowers to be my wedding flowers. And she was delighted to. So yeah, just super exciting, and it's really nice to catch up with her because she lives in Wales, so I don't speak to her that often. Then I was marking reading a prospectus for work. Then I did a spin class, again, go me, and a meditation. And then I marked that I was in my feelings. I don't remember about what, but it's a relatively regular occurrence. Then on Wednesday, I marked that I finished reading the prospectus. Is quite a big task for my job, so it does take a while. I marked that I had one-to-ones with my team all morning. I do batch meetings at work sometimes to make it easier to then concentrate on work the rest of the time. To be honest, all I think that happens is more work gets put in my diary, but I'm not very good at switching between tasks. Then I had a catch up with one of my team members, Susie. We got on really well, so just was having a catch up with her post the Christmas break. I then marked that I was off sick in the afternoon because obviously I still wasn't feeling great and I think I'd pushed myself to come back to work too early. I marked that I read Under One Roof. This is the first of the Ali Hazelwood Steminist novellas. So again, I have a video where I talk about those. I have very complex feelings about Ali Hazelwood. I really, really like The Love Hypothesis. I really disliked Love on the Brain and was kind of ambivalent about the novellas. So we'll see what I think of Love theoretically when it comes out later this year. I then marked that my Tombos arrived. I was still in the era of setting up my Hobonichi, which, if you listened to the first week plan with me, I have since dropped for reasons that are kind of too complicated for me to assess, but I did mark that my Tombos came and I do really like them, and I have a cute pencil case from them now from the Coffee Monsters Co, and hopefully I can use them in my reading journal. And then I marked that I read Stuck With You, which was the second of the novellas. I think I liked Under One Roof the best, because that one is, I don't know, just really cute vibes, and the male protagonist in that one was very cute. Then on Thursday, I marked that I was in my feelings and I was off sick. I was probably in my feelings about being off sick. Then I marked that I read Below Zero. If you don't know, I'm trying to read 100 books in 2023. So I was using this time off work sick to try and just rest and recuperate. And so reading felt a good thing to do at that time. And novellas were an easy win for the Goodreads goal. I then marked that despite being off sick, I did push through and do a spin class. I was trying to do 3 a week. I fall off it a couple of weeks later, but at least I tried for this week. I then marked that I went to Tesco, probably just so that I got some air and went out the house. Then I cleaned the house. What was I thinking? I was off sick. I went back to work on Friday, so maybe I was feeling better, but our house probably did need cleaning, but why do I do these things on days when I'm off sick? Then I marked that I had pizza for dinner, and then Thursdays was The Apprentice. This might have even been the first episode of The Apprentice, actually. I'm just going to flick back in my planner and see if it was on the week before. No, it wasn't, so this was probably the first one. And if you don't know, The Apprentice is my favourite TV show other than Gilmore Girls. But I love The Apprentice. I've seen every episode of every series multiple times. I rewatch the old ones all the time, like particularly series 7 to 10 I particularly like. I really love The Apprentice. So, and it's something that me and my bestie Elliot watch, so we like message each other about it as well because we're cute like that. Then on Friday, I marked that I had meetings all day because that's what you need when you've had a few days off sick. Oh, and this was a fun day. Okay, so this is then when my friend Emma came over, and Emma, I've been friends with Emma quite a long time now, but she is also my planning friend, so I got her into planning in real life, and it's always really fun when we do planning related things together. And the reason that she came over was because it was the Dispopcabee. I don't know how to actually say it, and I don't know all the letters that it stands for, but it's basically the Discord group of planner friends that we have. This was our Secret Santa, so we did a Zoom call, and we've done it. This is maybe our 3rd year doing Secret Santa, possibly. I'm not the most active in the Discord, just because my social battery is so low, and I really struggle with keeping on top of notifications and stuff, but the group still let me join in with things like Secret Santa and stuff. So yeah, it was really fun. And my Secret Santa was Tilly of Tilly Journals, and Tilly got me the cutest present. So she bought me a book because obviously she knows me pretty well. And she also got me a handmade ornament, which was lovely. So that's really fun. So that will be on our Christmas tree for the rest of time. So yeah, I was very grateful to Tilly for that. And so we did the Secret Santa. So we opened all our presents on the call, which takes time because we all then take time guessing. Oh, my head is in shot there. I'm really sorry about that. I normally edit it out, but I must have not realised that time. So I apologise. But yeah, so normally we take quite a long time. We guess who bought who what. But then after that we play Gartic Phone, which is a phone game where you get given a prompt and you have to draw something. And it's just really funny because it's sort of based on Chinese whispers. And so you will be given someone else's drawing, and then you have to figure out what you will have to write what you think they drew. And then it goes round, and so it builds like a little story for each person. It's absolutely hilarious. We've played it a few times and it's just so funny. So we did that for the evening. Then on Saturday, I had to get up pretty early because there was a train strike, because there are always train strikes. And, I'm very supportive of people needing to strike and get better pay. And they're as disruptive as they're planning to be. But I'm in this unique combo of being affected by multiple strikes. Most people are, postal strikes affect a lot of people, train strikes affect a lot of people, but there's other things that are striking this year that all come into this group of I am affected by multiple strikes. So yeah, but this was train strikes today. So we had to drive to Cockfosters, which is kind of the nearest place we can drive to that's on a tube line. And while I was then travelling into central London, I was reading Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, which I really enjoyed. I gave it 4 stars, I think. And I still need to watch the TV show, so hopefully I can get to that. Then I had a smoothie. So this was over in Westfield, Stratford. So I had probably a Boost smoothie, I would think. I'm a real big fan of smoothies. So if I can get one, I always will, even though they're kind of getting atrociously expensive. Like Boost smoothies are like $6.50 now for a like regular smoothie with double fruit, which is a lot of money, but I love smoothies, so I survive. Then I went to Pizza Express with my mum, my dad, my auntie, and my cousin. And then we went to see ABBA Voyage. So ABBA Voyage is the ABBA experience in Westfields, and it's basically like a big CGI concert, is kind of how I would describe it. And it is kind of ABBA playing some of their best hits, some of their lesser known songs, and it's all in this giant CGI experience. I don't even think I'm describing it that well, but it was really fun. I like ABBA. I'm not a massive ABBA fan. The other 4 people with me are very big ABBA fans, so they had an amazing time, and I just really liked spending the time with them. I don't see my auntie and cousin too often, and it was really nice to get to hang out with them. So that was like the main reason that I went. Even though I hadn't been feeling great, I was feeling well enough by this point, and I'm glad I pushed myself to go. But it was really raining when we got out. I can't believe I didn't mark that, but it was the rain was just so much. And it was a bit of a stressful journey home because I changed the route I was going home, and then I think I was like rushing for the train, I believe, if I remember rightly. So yeah, a little bit stressful. Then on Sunday, we had such a busy weekend. I don't know, like I really don't like to have plans both days of a weekend. It's just not, I kind of feel like I need more rest time, but this was a busy weekend. So though this was doing stuff for the house. So this was around the time that I was filming the vlog about doing my office. So if you haven't seen that, it's up on my channel. If you like that kind of thing, I'd recommend that you go and watch that. But we were looking for lamps for the conservatory. So we went to Dunelm originally looking for lamps, and we didn't find any there. We ended up buying a few other bits, like various crates and things like that. Then we went for a Toby Carvery. I love a Toby Carvery. And we barely go because ultimately Stuart's vegetarian. He doesn't love roast dinner like I do. So it's not somewhere we go that often. But they did have really good vegetarian options this time. So I think he would go again, hopefully. So we went to Toby Carvery, and then we went to The Range, B&Q and John Lewis looking for lamps. It's just, honestly, just went everywhere looking for them. And we actually ended up ordering them from IKEA because we just couldn't find any that we liked. But I really like the ones we have now, so it was worthwhile, but it was just a lot of going around different shops and not finding anything that was suitable. We then set up our wedding website, so that's putting all the information that the guests will need about hotels and travel and stuff like that. It was something very important to me to set up, so we worked on that. Then we ordered our save the dates, so we were also doing big wedding admin. Then I marked that I was in my feelings. I tend to get in my feelings related to wedding stuff, and I'm trying to sort of work through that with my therapist. I think it's just to do with expectations of myself and what I need to achieve, and I'm very worried about what people think about it. Then I marked that I was cleaning. Again, I cleaned the house twice in 1 week. That's unusual. So go me. Then I marked that I was doing journal setup. As I say, I've dropped that journal since then. And then the last thing I marked was watching YouTube. So that was my week, and now you can see I'm just writing in all of my plans. So overall, it was a busy one, mixed with being unwell, but you know, it was good. And as I say, I am generally really happy with how this spread came out, and equally glad that I use Anna's reusable matte sticker paper, because if you were watching the footage closely here, you'll see I did move the boxes around again a fair amount because I am indecisive. I struggle to understand which boxes will fully fit in the collection of the space. So I'm really grateful for Anna's removable paper because it just really, really helps me. So yeah, in terms of filling out the plan, so as I say, what I will be doing next time is writing in my plans by day. I think it will help me with doing the voiceover as well, because it gives me a bit more time per day for me to talk about my plans, because as you can tell, I've kind of run out of the things I need to tell you, but I probably could have spoken for longer at other periods, but I'm worried about going too long. So that's kind of a bit of a concern that I have. So if I was writing in my plans as I went day by day, as much as I think this is actually more satisfying, you watching me write it all in, I find it very aesthetically pleasing, but I can understand that it would be easier for everyone, including myself, if I did it by the week. So I will be doing that in future, but do let me know if you have any other feedback, and as I say, I may or may not be able to implement it, but I will do my best to try and make these as enjoyable for you to watch as I can, and hopefully I will be able to stick with doing them, because even just for me, I really like seeing them on the screen, and not speaking through why I do them does help. The other thing I forgot to mention, which is, this is a bit redundant doing it this late, is that I won't be mentioning where all the stickers are from, or I didn't mention where all the stickers are from. I will have links in the description to all of my favourite shops, which I don't shop with too many shops these days, so you can pretty much find below what you are looking for with those shops. But if there are any particular stickers where you want to know where they're from, please feel free to comment down below, and if I know, I will tell you. I do use a fair amount for my reusable sticker book, so sometimes I don't know where things are from, but mostly I do, so please feel free to ask. And that is it. I'm just putting on the deco now, which I did as a mixture of the deco from the kit and the little foil accent parts from the foil bundle. This is something that I did last week in my plan with me as well, and I actually really liked how it came out, so I will try and do it a bit more, I think, because it gives an extra like foil shine to the week, which is really fun. And it's something where I don't typically remember to use the foil, these little accents, so it's nice to bring them into the spread, I think. And then I do often let my deco go higher up than the page, and then I trim it off camera. Now I'm just showing you the leftovers in the kit. I get the full kits from Anna, so it does mean I have a fair amount of leftovers. If there's a lot of full boxes, I tend to keep the leftovers to make like a B6 spread or something like that. This one I don't think has enough, so I will just be keeping the boxes I want to keep in my reusable album. But otherwise, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would massively appreciate a like, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'll also have links in the description to my Instagram and Goodreads if you want to check out any other content from me. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!